All right, that should do.
Set. Slate ran.
We're rolling. We're here in the garage.
Well, if you're listening to us after you listened to our first episode, we're good. We brought baseball back.
We did.
We sat here
We were very pessimistic.
and spoke for like an hour last.
I don't know what Rich
definitely
prayed
not.
to in the church, but
Whatever it was, it worked.
you got it done.
Wasn't we spoke about what we would do if baseball didn't come back, and sure enough, 2 days later it was back after our last show.
Lucky for everyone's ears, I didn't have to pick up the saxophone.
Yeah, that could have been rough. That could have been rough for everybody involved.
We still haven't picked up golf clubs, but we're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's
regardless.
That's a goal. But see, that's something that like baseball or not, like I want to do that.
Yeah,
That's like regardless.
yeah.
So
Like we were just talking about next weekend being nice out to either kayak, but we could also potentially.
yeah, I mean I'm jonesing a kayak though. Like I really want to kayak.
Yeah.
I mean golf, yeah, I definitely want to get going on that, but I definitely want to.
Waters may still be a little cold
kayak.
next week for.
You think so?
for
I
the
think
yak.
next Saturday is gonna be like 61 if I checked correctly.
I mean, the water could still be 50 degrees though.
It doesn't
It's-
matter. Yeah. So basically, what you're really saying is May.
No, like mid-April weekend, or if we go a little further east, the rivers are still safe probably because you don't get as, it's not as dangerous in case of a submersion.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
What, like submersion's more popular or like a bigger thing? And
Well, like those rivers are like a foot of water, 2 feet of water.
not where
So
we
you-
were.
No, like the out east, like the
Hudson?
Nissaquag and
Oh yeah, well, I was talking about like where we were going last time, like the Hudson.
no, like there's much shallower waters that warm up quicker, and also if you do fall in the water, you just stand up. You're not like swimming around to
Yeah,
flip it back
That's
over.
true. At least you're not. Yeah, right. That's fair. But if you fall in the water now, you're gonna get hypothermia pretty quickly at 50 degrees.
Yes,
Not
not like super quick, but within.
But it's not ideal.
within 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not ideal. But anyway, we brought baseball back.
We did
We spoke about it. We said
April 15th,
I think I gave you an over/under of like 130, if I remember correctly.
and we're gonna have the full 162
and it's gonna
games.
and it's gonna end up being a full season, only delayed by a week or like 8 days. I think opening day was originally the 31st. Now it's April 7th. So we literally didn't miss a game, and 1 week later, which probably works out, right? Because the weather's a little bit warmer.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Give it
It'll
another
give
week.
us a few more double headers, which
Yeah.
I enjoy some double headers.
Yeah, but it's great. And this is the second time. Like when we did the Garage Party podcast, I don't know what you want to call it, season 1. Baseball was obviously gone, but for a completely different reason, for COVID. And then we started doing the show, and we brought it back.
We
And
revived it.
We revived it. We ended up doing a live stream, and we live streamed opening day, and Cespedes hit a home run. It was a lot of fun. I think it was our first live stream we ever did. And now here we are again, bringing the Garage Party podcast back. Baseball's gone for a different reason, this time a lockout. One show, we bring it back.
So what we're saying here is we are magic.
We have the magic touch.
We're baseball magic.
We have the magic touch. I think it's just that we live 9 minutes from Citi Field. Maybe that's what it is.
Could be.
They pick
Very
up
well
our
could be.
energy. They felt it. Max Scherzer felt it. He wanted to get it done.
We're their greatest advocate.
Speaking of which, I was just watching Max Scherzer before I came over to our studio here. Looks good. Looks good in Met Blue, Billy.
Knock on wood, but
Jacob deGrom looks very good as well.
and they also lifted all the mandates, so
they did. All of
our concerns there are also addressed.
Yeah, it's hard to say like what would have happened because we don't know who wasn't vaxxed, right? Like we don't know which of the players didn't get the vaccine. I think we could say for sure that Nimmo didn't, and I think J.D. Davis are the two confirmed ones.
We know on a list of they had put out a list of like percentages of the teams of Major League Baseball, and the Mets were last on the list in form as much as had the vaccination.
I think they were so.
That includes staff, I think, as well. But
Right. So last year, when COVID was still kind of, prevalent across, the world and in Major League Baseball, the way that they would relax some of the mandates and some of the, I don't want to say quarantining because the players didn't have to quarantine, but the way that they would relax it is if your team hit an 85% vaccination rate. And like you just said, the Mets, I think, came in last. I think that they were around 54%, and that included coaches, staff, maybe even front office.
I bet you old Buck is vaxxed and boosted.
He is. He said he was. He said that his quote was, if there's a fourth booster, they could stick it where they want. Not in like a derogatory, like stick this where the sun don't shine,
just
but
get it
like
in there.
just stick it anywhere you want in
jab
me
me.
and jab me. Really get it in me. So he is one of the ones that is vaxxed and boosted. But we don't have to worry about it. Mandates lifted. COVID seems to be kind of a thing of the past, almost a little bit. You know,
Got it on my calendar.
I'm
of course.
excited, of course.
April 15th.
Nothing not to be excited about. But I'll tell you what I'm excited
19
about.
19 days away.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. After our last show, maybe like even a day or something after our last show, Billy texted me and said, "We got to do a show. I have a big surprise for you. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's wild. It's like really, really good."
See, now as you're talking it up, I'm getting nervous. I don't know if it's ready.
You don't know if it's ready. You've had like 3 weeks.
I don't know if it's ready.
Our last show was like 3 weeks ago.
No, I know you're gonna love it. All right.
I'll just let you take the floor.
You see that highlighted blue pad right there?
Sure do.
Go ahead.
Any button I like?
No. The highlighted one. You see that one that's
The one
darker?
that's darker blue. Okay.
Give that a go.
Whenever I'm ready.
You could be upset about the Monday stress or relax and get with our crew. We can hang out, sit and talk about sports, TV and movies too. So don't be upset about the Monday stress. Come relax and get with our crew. Just two friends and some cold brew drinks catching up, babe. You should come through to the Garage Party Podcast.
What?
The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast.
I mean, I'm at a loss for words.
I knew you would be.
I'm completely at a loss for
Do
words.
you want to do it again?
It's a 10. Damn right I want to do it again. You're lucky I don't want to do it 10 more times.
You could be upset about the Monday stress or relax and get with our crew. We can hang out, sit and talk about sports, TV and movies too.
Yeah.
So don't be
Flows.
upset
It
about the
flows.
Monday
It
stress.
flows.
Come relax and get with our crew. Just two friends and some cold brew drinks catching up, babe. You should come through to the Garage Party Podcast.
Damn.
The Garage Party Podcast.
This is a game changer, really.
The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast.
Can you see why I was jonesing?
Can I see? I don't know how you sat on this for 3 weeks. All right, so I have so many questions. Let's just start with the easy one, which is how.
Fiverr.com.
Never heard of it.
It's just like a website where you can have people like do little jobs for you, like business cards or something for you, web design.
Well, this
Music,
is a much different
podcast
job than a
intros.
business card. This is a little. So how does this work? Did you literally just tell them like what we are and what we do, and somebody on there wrote this up and recorded it? Mm-hmm. Damn.
You write them a little
So who?
bio.
All right. So who's the guy? We got to give him a shout out because he did an excellent job.
Let me get his exact name.
Definitely get it.
He's
'Cause
from.
we got to tag him and get him his proper credit because that is excellent. And he wrote it. He like did everything. Would you just give him a couple bulletin points? Like we talk about sports.
Yeah, I wrote
we
him
talk
a little
about
bio
movies.
like about us, and I sent him some links to our shows if he needed a little more.
A little bit more
His
creativity.
name's Kobe.
Okay. Last name? Does he have like a handle or like a?
Kobe Ofi.
Okay.
He's from. I think he's from Africa or Haiti or something like that. Let me look
Like
at
that's where he lives.
it. Ghana. Yeah, he's from Ghana.
Let's see. Damn. Kobe Ofi.
But with
From Ghana.
with a quick bio, he pulled that out of it, and I was blown away.
Well, I mean, look at his reviews. His reviews are excellent. I mean, he's got a 4.9 overall rating on whatever this website is. Like I said, I've never heard of it
Fiverr.com.
before. It almost looks like a, I don't even know what, almost like an Uber, but for trying to get stuff. Like reviews wise.
Oh yeah, you can get anything done on there. You can have someone edit a video for you. You can have them, make flyers. You can have them optimize your social media. It's just like it's a platform for freelancers.
I mean, that is excellent. Excellent work
Well, we have an
by
intro
Kobe Ofi. And I think
now. If I can find his Instagram, we'll give him a shout out.
you know what?
You could be
I love the beat.
The beat is
hop on
great.
it with him?
The garage too, opening up.
We can hang out, sit and talk about sports, TV and movies too.
Yeah.
So don't be upset about the Monday stress. Come relax
hey.
and get with our crew. Just two friends and some cold brew drinks catching up, babe. You should come through to the Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast.
That's just excellent. From the garage opening,
We're gonna start
to
every
the
show
garage.
with that now.
It's 10 out of 10. It's 10 out of 10. I don't even know how. It's flawless. I'm speechless. It's flawless.
See, and my original plan.
I don't know
was,
how you sat on that for as long as you did.
I was gonna hire a few people. I was gonna hire like 3 or 4 and then pick the best one. And he was the first one. He sends it to me.
That was it.
Search was over.
Search was over. That was it. Yeah. Once you heard that, there's really no reason.
The
to
search
keep going.
continues.
No, not in this case.
No, not in this case.
Not in this case. I have a better chance finding that gorilla that escaped from the zoo and punched Bobby Boucher in the eye.
The search continues, Mom.
The search continues. But no, that is excellent by Kobe Ophie. That is unbelievable.
I love it.
I mean, did you even give him like the sound effects? Because like
No.
I feel like we've been looking for those sound effects for a little while, right? Like we wanted to.
I had mentioned if he could. It's like we literally record in a garage, and if he could find a garage opening and start it with that, and then he actually started with that and then do with that. So I liked it. It was great.
I almost kind of want like another verse.
I mean, I can hit him up.
He's just like like it's just a.
He did give me a little bumper too. We can use. We could throw in there just
Like,
for a little.
It's so good that like it leaves me wanting more. Like I want like another verse. Like I feel like that.
Oh, you want like a full track, like a full song?
No, I want like a track. I want like a single. I want like a hit single. Yeah, yeah.
All right, maybe we got
Listen,
an album coming.
that is excellent. It leaves me wanting more.
Let's see.
The Garage Party Podcast featuring Kobe Ophie.
I do
All the way
have-
from
I
Ghana.
do have like a little 7-second one, I think, too.
A long way from Bayside, Queens is Ghana. But he captured the essence of this garage perfectly.
Honestly, he did it in like. I sent it to him like 11 o'clock at night. Woke up to an email at like 5 a.m. Then he had it done.
It was done, just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Now Ghana time, that might have been like mid-afternoon. So that
It could have been,
That
yeah.
might have been like his prime time working hours.
I don't have the stinger on here, but I'll send it to you later. Actually, is that it?
Man, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable by Kobe.
Yeah, this is it.
The Garage Party Podcast.
Just a little
Yeah,
stinger.
a little stinger. Throw that on the end of some.
Slap in there.
Throw that on the end of some.
we start doing some
social
ads?
clips. Yeah. All right, that's just excellent. Excellent. There's nothing more that can possibly be said. It's 10 out of 10.
I loved it.
He killed it. You killed it by being able to find him. He killed it on the track.
It was hard to keep that a secret.
The beat is unbelievable.
As soon as I received it, I
You just said the search.
I
is
wanted
over.
to
That's
send
It's
it to
done.
you right away, but
Yeah, you had to hold
this
off.
was better. This is better this way.
Yeah. I agree. Had you sent it to me, I still would have been just as blown away as I am.
But I wouldn't have seen your reaction.
Having the on-air reaction of it, it is definitely.
I also wouldn't have seen your face as it came up.
Yeah. Well, my first thought when you told me to press the blue button was like, oh, this is gonna be great. Like he's got some like movie quotes in here or something. So I press it, and then I heard like this cool like garage door opening sound, and then like this really sick beat, and I was like, wow, this actually kind of fits.
Did you
us. I
think
like
for a
this is
second
cool.
I was going to be rapping?
I didn't know. No, I'll tell you what. I definitely knew it wasn't you. But my first thought was that
It
it
was
was
just going to be my saxophone demo.
just your sax solo on the blue button. No, my first thought honestly was that like it was just a song you found that happened to like
Capture some of
our essence. But then like as he's going into it, I'm like, no, like yeah, we talk about movies and stuff like that, and I'm like this, and then there's like a garage door. I was like, wow, this is actually like this flows really nicely. And then he get into the Garage Party Podcast, the hook, if you will, and I was like,
Yeah, the chorus is great.
I was like, damn.
You can hear his accent a little bit too on it.
Podcast. But I feel like that's nice. It
Yeah.
gives it like a nice little like
Makes
flavor
us-
to it.
We're
you know?
cultured. We're very cultured over here.
Cultured, yeah. And I feel like now we have to be the Garage Party Podcast featuring Kobe Ophie.
We'll see about that.
I mean, every episode he's going to be there, played
I guess
multiple
so.
times. So, I mean, that is excellent.
I'll see if he has a IG or anything that.
Yeah, something we could shout him out with.
Yeah.
You know, just because that's a game changer for us. An intro? We never really had an intro. We just kind of flip on the mics and,
Nope.
I mean, usually you tell like, a joke, and that's our intro.
Yeah.
But this is so much better. Not that there's anything wrong with your jokes, but come on. This is better.
See, I didn't come with a joke today, but I came with some heat from Kobe.
Yeah, no, you didn't need a joke today. What you brought was more than enough. That's a absolute, to steal a line from the kids today, a fire track.
Yo, shit slaps, bro.
It slaps. It's a banger.
It's a bop.
It's a bop. Excellent work.
I actually like saying bop. I use that one.
I like bop. I like banger and bop. Those are fun words to say. It's a bop.
It's heat.
It's a heat. It's bringing the fire. That track brings the fire.
Shit's dank.
No, that was just excellent. Excellent. Yeah. We have an intro. The search is over.
It was a short search.
What are we?
Very short search.
2 years into the show, and we finally have a
2 years and like 5 episodes.
sure. And finally got one. All thanks to Kobe Ophi. And shout out the website again. What is the website again?
It's on Fiverr. It's a pretty popular
Fiverr.
platform for freelancers.
Wonder what else we can get done on there.
We'll talk
What
about
else
it.
do we need?
We'll talk about it. I
We'll
got
talk
plans.
about it. Okay. All right. I like it. I like it.
Tricks up these metaphorical and physical sleeves.
You actually have sleeves on too, so
Yeah, metaphorical and physical.
Well, there's nothing up this sleeve.
It's warmer in here this time, right? Or I came a little more prepared. I wore
Layers.
a long sleeve under the sweatshirt. Last time I just had a sweatshirt on.
I'll say this: the last time we were in here, yes, it is warmer today, but I got progressively colder as the show went on.
Correct.
So that may happen again. I don't know. I'm wearing like 2 shirts. I'm wearing a sweater, and I'm wearing like a t-shirt underneath it. So I'm hoping it's enough. Who knows?
Yeah, North Face
only
never.
time will tell.
North Face never messaged us. Honeywell,
Yeah,
didn't message us.
The Space Heater Company.
you know,
I think they're more fan based anyway. They probably do more business with their fans. If I had to guess.
they're only fans.
They're only fans. That's all they do. Only fans and space heaters. That's a good name for a company.
Only fans and space.
Like if
Heaters.
you only sell
fans?
like if let's just say you sell
and
fans.
they literally only sell fans.
right. Only fans.
Okay.
Probably get a lot of very confused, disappointed customers going in there.
Well, your online traffic is through the roof.
Through the roof. You'd have to come up with a different name though, because that domain is pretty much spoken for.
If you're just really good at like the Google SEO and it comes up first, you can get a lot of horny people looking for fans. I guess.
Hot, horny people who just want a fan to cool down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand.
Sure. It doesn't go hand in hand. I mean, get horny. You want a fan around. Cool you down. I mean, I'm still my brain is just my mind is in a pretzel
You're
over
wrapped.
that intro. I came in and I felt like I was mentally sharp and ready for the show, and now my brain is just mush.
So I
Kobe
guess-
quite literally melted my brain.
The new intro is to our detriment almost.
Almost. It's thrown us into like a tailspin now. I don't know what to talk about other than this damn intro.
Well, you got some plans today. What are you doing today?
Today I'm going out to a brewery in, I want to say it's Central Islip, Secatog.
I have heard of it. I don't know where it is.
Very good. Nice place. We're going there to watch the USA versus Panama
Soccer?
World Cup qualifier. Yeah,
That's men's.
sure is. They missed the last World Cup.
Are the women's still in, or are they doing
Well,
it?
the women is like, that's a
different
different
time of
year. Yeah, it's like the men's is next year in Qatar.
Oh, so even they win this, they don't play in the thing until next year.
Like the World Cup isn't until next year.
Okay.
Yeah, this is to get into the World Cup, which they missed last year.
Okay.
It's a series of games. They've racked. You have to be in the top 3
How come the qualifier is so far from the cup?
because they like to. Because there's like regular season stuff, like for the English Premier League and Germany and France, and all these different countries have their different leagues. So you have to like get it out of the way when you can, because to set it up for when the actual World Cup is, which is I believe next summer, or like May, and then it goes until maybe like mid-June.
And that's like the Olympics every 2 years?
4.
Every 4.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but the Olympics is every 4 also.
Well, the summer would be every 4, yeah.
Yeah, there is an
Summer,
Olympics
winter.
every 2 years, but the Summer Olympics are every 4, winter are every 4. But yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. I always love a good brewery. Breweries are always
Some
always
beers.
solid. A couple beers. Hopefully the U.S. wins. If they don't, they still got a chance, but I'd like to see them
Is
seal the
Panama
deal
usually
tonight.
a power?
They're okay. They're not great. The game is in the United States, taking place in Orlando, so home field advantage for Team USA, which is wild. Like, these United States soccer fans turn out like you wouldn't believe. They're loud. They're crazy. Soccer games are very, very cool environments. I've never been to one,
coming
but
to Citi Field.
yeah,
I got that email the other day.
yeah, NYCFC. They play their home games now.
NYFC or NYCFC?
NYCFC,
Ooh,
New York City Football Club.
NYCFC.
NYCFC. They actually won the whole thing last year. They won the championship, the MLS championship.
Yeah,
So
but
they
they're,
usually play their home games at Yankee Stadium, but this year I think Uncle Stevie wanted to get a couple, soccer fans in the building.
it's a good amount of games too. I think it might be like
Yeah, they're playing like 5 or 6 home games over there. Yeah. As long as it doesn't mess with the field. I don't need like Starling Marte stepping in like a soccer divot in the outfield and spraining his ankle when he's out 6 weeks.
Especially, I think they're like around September time. So like that's
right,
Hopefully,
in like prime time.
Hopefully, prime time.
Well, the season's ongoing right now. Like the NYCFC plays like right now. So, but the thing I've learned, and I don't want to say recently, but I would say over like the last year, I've become a very, very big soccer guy. I watch it every Saturday. It's one of my favorite sports now to watch. I enjoy watching it more than most other sports. But the one thing I've learned about soccer is that it never ends. There is a season all year long. There's always soccer on. It does not matter when.
Yeah, there's a lot of different leagues.
Yeah.
Oh, the first one's in April 24th.
The first one at Citi Field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Wanna
you
go?
have 2 in May, 1 in September, 1 in October.
So NYCFC is like the way that it works is like the MLS, which is the American Soccer Division, or the American Soccer League, I should say, are basically the teams are derived from bigger clubs in Europe. So NYCFC is basically like, I don't want to say a minor league team, but like a subdivision team of Manchester City, which is one of obviously the premier teams in England.
Gotcha.
And then the Red Bulls, who play over in Jersey, they're from the
MLS.
they're in the MLS also, but they come from the RB Salzburg team in Germany. It's like their subdivision team, Just a little fun soccer factoid for you.
All right. Now we lost all our listeners that came in for Kobe.
You want to go? April 26th?
Yeah, I might.
I've never been to a soccer
Lauren's a
game
big
before.
soccer fan, so
Yeah, I've never been to a soccer.
she would prefer the women's, obviously, but
Sure. Can't win them all, though. I think the soccer women's team, they just did something like last year, didn't they? I feel like they won. Did they win the World
it may have
Cup?
even been pretty recently, almost like October, November.
Yeah, I feel like they just did something.
they did something. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good. I mean, the women are like night and day compared to the men. The men are getting better. I'll say that. The men's national team actually has a couple of guys now that are actually solid players. But the women, man, they just.
Do you think
they're
that's
really
a level
good.
of competition thing? Like the men have just so much more competition around the world, or is it like the women are just our women are just that good?
I think that it's basically that the United States, like if you look at Europe as a whole, right? You look at England, Germany, Spain, Portugal, all those like soccer hotbeds. It's all they have. All they have is soccer. So when you're a kid growing up in Europe, you're playing soccer. When you're a kid growing up in the United States, you could play baseball, you could play football, you could play basketball. You could play hockey. I mean, like there's so many different options, and of course you could play soccer. But there's just so many kids playing so many different sports. Nobody's really fully committing themselves to soccer. So the pipeline coming up to the men's national team is a little bit weaker than it would be in, say, Europe or.
But why does that make
South
our
America.
women's team better than?
Well, I think women don't have as many sports options here, right? Unfortunately, they don't have the Major League Baseball. They don't have like a major league that they can
On the pro
strive
level,
to.
yeah, I guess you're right.
Like there's no pro levels. In fact, most women, when they're really good at sports, they go to play overseas. They go to play in Europe. Like if you're really good, I mean, WNBA is really it. But if you're like a big time like baseball, like softball star, you play in college and that's really it. Then you kind of top out. Maybe you make the Olympic team. I don't even know if women's softball is in the Olympics anymore.
I don't think it is.
I think it is. I think they just brought it back these past Olympics. But anyway.
They may have changed the rules like they did with like boxing and stuff like that too. They made it so you can't be a professional and compete in the Olympics anymore.
Yeah. But, I mean, women's sports are just not – there's no professional leagues for them to strive towards. So I think if you're, a girl growing up playing soccer, the goal is right there. You want to make the women's national team. and they obviously get a lot more press and credibility and, airtime than, the best softball players outside of Jenny Finch. When was the last time you heard about a great women's softball player?
I haven't.
Yeah, it's Jenny Finch. That was it.
Every once in a while, their highlights will come up on ESPN.
Yeah. But those are like college World Series highlights.
Yeah.
So like when you're done, when you graduate, now you're 22 years old. That's it. You go play overseas maybe. So it's a little bit easier for the women to focus on soccer in this country than it is for the men because there's just so many things for kids growing up or boy kids growing up to focus on sports wise. Which I think is like when you have a kid, are you going to push him towards a certain sport? Or are you just going to let him kind of do his thing? Like, you want to play baseball? Great. You want to play basketball? Awesome.
I'll let him try a few things.
Just let him do what he wants. What if he comes to you and he says, I really want to go badminton?
Yeah. Give it a go.
Give it a shot, right?
Yeah.
I agree. Badminton's an Olympic sport. Talk about a dry pipeline.
It's not really exciting, but he also won't have to get like.
I bet it would be if your son
playing
was
football.
In it. Yeah, of course.
Or Dad, I want to be a kickboxer. All right. Go ahead, go take the shin to your head.
That'd be pretty cool though. Like if you you got a kid who wants to do like MMA stuff.
But badminton is extremely safe compared to most other sports. So
I don't know. I feel like they
fine.
can swing those rackets pretty hard, don't you think? Badminton's the one with like the birdie. Did I have that right?
Yeah, it's like volleyball, but with a little.
You got a little racket.
Yeah, I don't think they swing it very hard at all.
Would you say it's more like volleyball, or would you say it's more like tennis?
Well, tennis has a low net. Badminton has like a volleyball-like net. It's like high
But
up.
they have rackets, which
Yeah.
is more like tennis.
Correct, but
So really, the only comp to volleyball is the size of the net.
well, I think with the birdie, you do you can pass it to your teammate. Like you can
Can you go laterally? Like, can you go?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think you could pop it up. Like you could receive the serve, and then your teammate return it,
Interesting.
just like volleyball. I think so.
Well, you'll find out when your son plays badminton.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you'll
if I have
go-
a homosexual son.
Listen, badminton could be cool, man. You get a kid who plays badminton.
If he's good at it,
And
yeah,
he's like the badminton kid?
That's a flex in a little bit.
Sure. Especially if he goes to like the Olympics. Like you think about it, it's a big country, right? We got what, 300 million people living here?
But,
if your
like-
kid's like a badminton protege,
I'm just thinking how do you even get your kid to say that was my plan for him to be an Olympic badminton player?
it's a weird plan, but
Because I just watched
Sure.
that Will Smith movie with the
Venus and Serena. who
Yeah,
plays
King
the
Richard.
phone. Yeah.
and that was like his plan from basically from their birth. He molded them to be
Tennis
amazing
stars. Mm-hmm.
tennis players. If I were doing the same,
Well, that was my
with
question to you.
badminton,
I said, is there a...
where do we go? What do we do? How do we do that? Is there even a formula?
I mean, you would have to know a lot about it, which you clearly don't. So you would have to really brush up, and you probably should have played it yourself.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, it's like, what better? I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but did he play tennis?
No.
Interesting.
Him and his wife were both very good athletes. I think she was like a track star at some college, and he was also like a really good athlete. But neither of them were
Tennis players,
Yeah.
professional tennis players. we'll say.
professional. Yeah, I don't think they were professional. Maybe I think she was a track star. Their mother.
All right, so you don't have to have played badminton before, but you should probably know a decent amount about it if you're going to teach your kid and groom him to
Get a-
become this protege.
Badminton for Dummies book.
Sure.
Think
Probably
that'll do.
like 6 pages long, but yeah.
Do you think there's even a famous badminton player that I can
Absolutely. There's got to be, right? World champion. I'm sure there's like a gold medalist, whoever the gold medalist
like a
is.
Michael Jordan of badminton?
It's probably a team. I think badminton's a team sport, right? It's not one-on-one.
I think it's both.
Can you do one-on-one badminton?
Badminton, right? Like mint.
I mean, just look up who won the gold medal in the Olympics for badminton. And it'll tell you if it was like team,
I want the best
team
of all time.
Denmark or if it was like...
Okay. All right. So right off the bat, the first 20 names are all Chinese or Russian.
Okay. And those are the best. Is that what you Googled? You Googled the best badminton players?
Yes.
Okay.
Best badminton players. I don't even know if I spelt it right, so we're off to a great
I
start.
want to say Badminton.
Oh, see, I said band, Bandminton. It's bad, Badminton.
That's what I literally just said.
One word though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad minton.
I thought it was
It's
band.
bad.
I thought it was badminton because there was
No, there's definitely no N in the bad. It's just bad.
It is just bad.
It's just bad. Badminton. So, God only knows.
A lot of China, Denmark, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia.
You won't see United States in there.
Nope.
But you could.
My boy could be the first.
That's what I'm saying. You see?
I've got a plan.
You could.
I've got a plan.
Could
Well, I'm gonna make a plan at least.
Could completely change the complexion and the overall view.
Yeah, see,
of
there's
badminton,
mixed doubles, and then there's singles.
That's like tennis.
Yes, but the game itself, I feel like plays more like volleyball. I don't know.
I mean, swinging a racket to get something over a net to me, that's tennis. But
I guess
I mean, the size.
Maybe
of the
I'll
net,
hire
sure.
King Richard. I'll move him in, and we'll.
He's probably a little bit past his prime now, right? I mean, he's got to be.
He might
up
be
there.
dead, honestly.
No, I don't think he is, because I think he saw the movie with Will Smith. Unless maybe that was Venus and Serena saying that he would have loved it had he lived to see it. I'm really not sure. Richard Williams. Should be a very simple Google search
Well, the first things that come up are about the movie.
about the movie, right?
Still very alive. He's 80 years old.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be teaching you anything about tennis or badminton anytime soon. Probably just retiring, living in like a palace in Palm Beach, living off that tennis money.
Let's see if it has anything about his what sport he played. Because in the movie, he just says he's an athlete. Doesn't.
Should we like contact like a local college and see if they have a badminton team and see if we can get like one of their star players on the show to tell us about badminton?
Sure.
You think the audience would like that?
Yeah,
They
I
would
think-
like if we did like an hour and a half sit down interview with the college with the
You know,
St.
I think
Francis Prep.
5 minutes
badminton
just to
team.
answer some of our questions.
Could be a phoner. Doesn't have to come into the garage.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
freeze his ass off in here, but he can.
Call him in.
Yeah, we could do phoners on this thing, can't we?
Yeah.
Sure. We can do everything now.
Do it all.
As
Zoom.
as you've seen, we got intros. We got
Get
phone
Zoom. Get their
calls.
picture up next to ours. Picture.
I wonder if it
picture.
would be possible for us to do a live show where people could call in. Almost like live sports talk radio. You think that would ever be possible?
Very possible.
You have to have a phone, wouldn't you?
Yeah. We got phones.
You can connect a cell phone to this thing.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. I'm not gonna try it now, but
Could also feed them in from Zoom.
yeah, I'm just trying to think about what like audio would sound better. Probably the phone. Zoom can get a little cracky, especially here in the garage. Wi-Fi is not exactly.
I think it's pretty comparable, the two.
Hmm.
Because even on talk show radio and like all those sports talk, there's always like a. I don't know. You could tell which callers are on the phone and which ones are obviously on the broadcast mics.
Just as a little sidebar, when I walked into the garage again today to record the show, I'm just consistently blown away by how nice of a studio you've done creating this thing. Like this is like real, like
Has some
this
quality
is
lighting.
This is a
We got-
goddamn studio.
It's a little echoey.
And I don't want to like go too long on it because like we spoke about it in our return episode in episode 1, but like you killed it.
Well, despite the fact that there's kayaks, there's tools, there's punching bags, there's
Yeah, but they can't
bikes,
see
there's
that.
barbecues. We made a space that we don't have to like.
Right.
do
So
anything
the
with.
people who are watching us, they can't see those things, so they don't understand the challenge. They might just think we're in a big empty garage. We're not. There's
We
tons of
can,
stuff in here.
We'll show them another day.
Yeah, there's like we could take them on a little bit tour, but there's paint. Like just at the in eyesight of me right now, I see paint, some cleaning utensils, some bowls and plates which we've used
Jumper
for barbecues,
cables.
2 kayaks, a big table that Billy built, and a boxing bag, all within 4 feet of me.
Exercise bike,
Right.
barbecue.
And yet still, we look flawless on camera in this studio.
Well, you do.
Well,
You look great today.
Listen.
You got the slick back hair. You ready for the
I went to
brewery.
church today. I had to,
Oh, yeah.
I had to dress it up a little. You can't show up in church. I wanted to show up wearing like my Met hat. Try to bring him a little bit of
You
luck.
had to thank Jesus for bringing baseball back.
Well, yeah, of course. When I went the first time to church, don't think I didn't pray for it. Might have only been in my head, but it was said after all of like the important stuff. But like, listen, baseball is pretty goddamn important. I don't want to say. See, I'm cursing the day I went to church. Baseball's pretty
Well,
important to me.
You can go next week and apologize.
I'll have to apologize
Jesus
for that one now.
Yep.
All week long, I just got to make a list of
Make a
things I got
little
to
tally.
apologize for. Yeah, it's like a little checkbook that I got to keep a tally on. But he did. He helped me out. Helped us out. He helped the world out. He brought baseball back.
Say 10 Our Fathers and you're good.
I got to be honest with you. When I went to, after our last show, I went to church. I haven't been to church probably 8 years. Before that, I went, did what I got to do, said a couple prayers, asked for baseball to return, and 3 days later, Billy, it was back.
He answered. You go there for answers, and you came out with one.
We came out with one. So say what you want about it. It worked.
All right.
And church is not, your just personal wish list. You're not just supposed to go there and say, hey, I want
It's
this,
not?
I want this, I want this. Not supposed to do that. But in this case, it worked out pretty well. April 15th, we'll be sitting there. Citi Field.
Section 418.
All thanks
And
to a higher
17.
power. You can thank me anytime. And
I'm so
the
excited
baseball
for
world
opening
can
day.
thank me anytime they like. I can't wait.
You gonna pray for a Mets pennant next?
Listen, we'll save that prayer for October.
Might be too late.
I can't pray for wins. Now I'm getting greedy.
All right, I'll go.
Take some of the prayer load off me. Go have a
Gonna have
couple. Don't start with like the World Series.
Maybe I'll just
He's
I'll do it
gonna
in
laugh
here
at
because I already built the studio in here. We can make a little pew,
Like a little
a
church.
little shrine to.
Yeah. Put a little med hat on Jesus. Hope for the best.
Little shrine to like Tom Seaver or something.
I can't pray for wins because it's just I'd be praying 96 times a season. Hopefully. If it's a good season. So
Make it even 100. Why don't you?
So the last time we did a show, I gave you the over/under on how many games would be played. Not very fun, right? It was a pessimistic time. We were worried. How about this? Over/under on how many wins the Mets have, because now we can actually realistically discuss the team without having to say, well, if there's a season, because there will be a season.
So are you setting the number or am I setting the number?
Yeah, I'll give you a number.
Because I got my number in my head.
Well, I know what the Vegas number is. You know what the Vegas number is?
No.
It's
but
90. It's 92.
Okay. I was going to say 91.
Okay. So
That was going to be my over-under.
it might be 92 and a half, but we'll call it 92.
I think we're right on the cusp of there.
I think that's a push. I agree. I think they're right there. And you know what's crazy? 92 is a good year. I don't know if it's good enough to win the division.
I think give or take 2 games of that. It's
Yeah.
real. We're right there, I think.
Mm-hmm. Is that good enough to win the division, though?
Last year it would have been, but maybe not this year. Because the Braves won with like 89 games, something like that.
They got hot late. Hot late.
But it was like 89 games. They didn't win 90 games, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Just a matter of getting hot at the right time. They kind of just like, cruise through the.
And the rest of the division was banged up and injured, too.
I mean, you got to imagine the division's better now. Look at what the Phillies have done, bringing in Castellanos. Even the Marlins got a little bit better, bringing in Jorge Soler. Their pitching seems to be back healthy. Sandy Alcantara, very good pitcher when he's healthy.
But the Mets got head and heels over better on paper.
The Mets got probably the most improvements in Major League Baseball this year. I don't think any team improved more than the Mets this offseason. Just looking at it in the scope of this one
On
offseason.
paper.
On paper, correct. I mean, you bring in probably the best pitcher in baseball behind the one that you already have. Right there, that should account for an extra 10 wins, you would think.
Yeah, Marte.
Marte's an excellent player. Speed. Has a little bit of pop. High average.
We got Robbie Cano back.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, my thought process with Robbie Cano is just basically this: whatever he gives me, great. I have no expectations for Robbie.
Yeah,
Cano.
you can DH him.
Yeah,
Someone to use.
play him second base
another body.
every once in a while. I just have no expectations for him. Maybe it's because I haven't seen him in a year. Maybe it's because it was one of the worst trades ever, despite the fact that Jared Kelenic has not quite panned out yet.
And to think like last year was almost like a recovery year from the shortened COVID season,
All right,
because so much of playing baseball is like a rhythm thing. And
all right.
so some of these guys, that was like the first year that they were, thrown off by that rhythm.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I see last year as sort of a recovery year. So I think we'll be leaps and bounds better than last year.
Well, I feel like we say the same thing with the Mets all the time. The key, and again in this season, the key to them will be health. If Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer make 35 starts each, and Chris Bassett, I'll throw him in there. If they all make 35 starts each, there is no reason that this team can't win the division. None. It's just a matter of if Jacob deGrom's going to stay healthy. I have confidence that Scherzer will stay healthy.
And
knock
Rich
on wood.
stays on his church routine, then,
Listen, health. I think I could pray for health. That's a good one.
That's fair.
That's a good one to pray for. Usually it's the health of my loved ones, but if I have
can-
to pray for Max and Jake to be healthy, I'll do that too.
pray for elbows and knees and
UCLs
joints.
and all kinds of hammies and quads.
Yep.
Yep.
They have their own prayers, or just
You mean like
you gonna do a blanket?
a hammy prayer? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, you're gonna do like a blanket.
Nah, just a blanket one.
Okay.
Just an overall, By the way, you say what you got. My family, this, that, the other thing. By the way, look after Jake's elbow. just keep an eye on the elbow. Make sure it's not getting too.
Father.
too
Jake's
wear and
losing a
tear.
little velocity this late in the season.
Yeah.
I need you to just keep an eye on that.
Supposedly he's toning it back a little this year. He knows that he shouldn't be hitting
Rightfully so.
102
Well, he's
at 35.
hopefully not carrying the whole team anymore either.
Well, he shouldn't be. Not with Scherzer.
One thing I'm upset about is we're not going to see him with a bat in his hands. Well, maybe as like an extra innings game pinch hitter.
Doubt it. I'm not that upset about it either.
I like seeing Jake hit. I like
Yeah.
seeing pitchers hit.
Aren't you just a little bit worried though that he's going to wear one in the elbow?
It's part of the game.
It is part of the. Well, not anymore. It's not.
It was part of
So.
the game. I like seeing pitchers hit.
Looks like they're bringing back that
Like
dopey
those,
extra inning rule.
Bartolo at bats. Pause for the garage.
That might have been the sound that Kobe used.
He pulled it from an episode.
Yeah. I think it's a push. I agree. 92. Push. Anything more than 92 is gravy. That's a good year.
Yeah.
When you're creeping towards 100 wins, you're having a good year.
Yeah, because like say you win 92, 93 games, even if the Phillies or somebody ekes us out and wins 94, you're right there for the wild card.
Yeah, but you're only guaranteed one game then, right?
Yeah, but
So.
you got to play it to get in,
A
right?
little bit worrisome. See, we are in a garage, and whoever just opened their garage is like
Is that Kesha?
bumping music, their radio. Pretty nice.
It's a little Kesha.
A little slap and tickle.
You like that one, don't you?
I did like that. I like that from episode 1, yeah. 92. Jake stays healthy. I'll say 95.
Okay.
Only because I'm being optimistic. Very optimistic.
He was at church today.
I was. 95.
95 wins. I'll take that all day.
I'm a little worried about the bullpen. I'll say that. Nothing. It's not all.
Well, and health overall of
sunshine and
everyone,
roses. Yeah, of course. But I think the bullpen has some holes.
as it has for the last 3 years, 4 years.
We got a 1-run lead. You comfortable bringing in Edwin Diaz?
No,
No, you're not. We got a 2-run lead. You comfortable having Trevor May in the 8th inning?
no,
No. You comfortable with Miguel Castro coming in a 3-run lead?
nope.
No. And therein lies the problem.
So what you're saying is we need a 4-run lead.
A 4-run lead and Josh Hader. Then I might feel okay. But even then, I'm probably, every time the starter comes out of the game and we have like a 1-run lead, I'm convinced that they will end up losing the game. That is just the way that my brain has been programmed. If we have a 1-run lead in the 7th inning and the starter's out of the game, I'm convinced we're losing.
Pretty much.
Right?
If the starter doesn't throw 8 innings,
Right. And then Edwin Diaz strikes out the side in the 9th inning, and I'm like, damn, nicely done. He's good. But then the next night,
he loads the bases.
he loads the bases. He's coming in. I'm like, yeah, we're going to lose. It's over. 1-run lead for Diaz? Come on. It's over. It's just the way you're trained to think as a Met fan is just always negative. Always negative.
But somehow you're always very optimistic. Almost to a fault.
You know what's weird? I'm optimistic before
Less now with the Mets. You've been more tame with the Mets, but like come Jet season, you're like, oh yeah, they're an 11-win team.
How can I not be optimistic about the Mets? Like, what more do they have to do to make me optimistic before they've even played a game? They went out and signed the best pitcher in baseball. They brought in probably the best bat on the open market in Starling Marte. They brought in Eduardo Escobar, who hit 30 home runs last year. They brought in Mark Canha, who hit 25 home runs last year. What more do I have to get to be optimistic? If I can't be optimistic now, when can I possibly be optimistic?
Just sets you up for heartbreak.
Yeah, of course. Like, listen, I'm always optimistic before the season starts, and then once it starts, I'm like, yeah, when's the other shoe going to drop? Like, when are they going to lose? Like, it's just a matter of time before something goes wrong. So, it's just the way I'm trained to think as a Met fan. Just the way it is.
Until we get that chip, we'll be like that.
By the way, I was right. Progressively colder as the show goes on.
Yeah, I'm still pretty good.
You're
though.
good. You got a couple layers. Speaking of which, glad you're wearing the Jet shirt because I wanted to ask you about this. What were your thoughts on the Tyreek Hill thing?
I didn't think we were gonna get him for a second.
I know you didn't think it.
I also didn't really want him
But did. Okay, so why? Because Paul didn't either.
because he's looking for a gigantic contract, and he doesn't seem like a locker room guy to me.
But if you're the Jets, at some point.
It sounds like a sexy move, but
No. It doesn't sound like a sexy move. It's a sexy move. He's one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Is he, though?
And the Dolphins are better today for having him.
is he actually though?
Yes. His speed.
Is he gonna still be good without Kelsey and all these guys around him, Mecole Hardman and
Look, you could. Teams have tried to double team
Mahomes
Tyreek Hill a million and one
extending
times.
plays to utilize that speed of his. Because
Right.
if you don't have an offensive line and can't extend the play, that speed doesn't matter if you're going to get fucking trucked in 3 seconds anyway.
But he makes the team so much better just
I don't
by
know about so much better. Maybe a win better.
a win better. Tyreek Hill. One win.
Probably.
So you're telling me the Dolphins only get one extra win because of Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, for them that's good. For them that's big.
Now listen, I think Tua stinks. I really don't like Tua Tagovailoa,
could be
and I don't think the
serviceable.
Dolphins do either.
He could be serviceable. He doesn't turn the ball over as much as some other younger quarterbacks. If he progresses,
So then what are you doing? You're making the argument that he's going to do well with Tyreek Hill. So what are we saying? But they're only one win
well,
better?
they're also looking to trade for Brady potentially.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Imagine that.
Sure, why not? But my thought process with the Jets was, at what point in all of the years that we've had that have been terrible, I mean, like, you cannot emphasize terrible enough. At what point do you start making moves to try to win? That is a move
Well,
to
you're damn
try
sure
and
not going to
win.
draft for it because we just don't have good draft history. So,
Well,
got to be trade or free agent signings.
Tyreek Hill would have been a trade.
Yeah.
And it would have been, what, a first-round pick? They got 2 of them. They got 2 seconds.
Would have been mostly picks, right? That was the offer they had.
And then you got to give him a big deal, which the Dolphins did. You got to give him a big contract. Fair. He's one of the best wide receivers in football.
Maybe.
Now, would you have had the same issue had it been DK Metcalf? Is it just Tyreek Hill, or is it the fact that we have to give up stuff to get him? Like, wherein lies your issue with the move? Are you okay
I
if it's
just
DK
wasn't, like-
Metcalf? You're not all in.
I wasn't all in on Tyreek Hill.
Is it just because you've been trained as a Jet fan to just think that we would never ever be good? So it doesn't matter who we get?
No, I just don't think he's the answer to our prayers.
But you got to start somewhere.
Sure.
Why couldn't that have been the start? He's 28.
Yeah, that's actually old for a receiver, but
You got a young quarterback whose top option last year was Braxton Berrios, who was very good, by the way, and deserved the contract that he got last week to come back. But you don't think that you need to give him options? Why didn't Sam Darnold succeed here?
there's a number of reasons. Also,
Agreed. But one of them was that he didn't have any talent around him.
sure.
You can't make the same mistake with Zach Wilson. We can't have a new quarterback every 3 years. That's not how it
but
works.
Every
You got to see what.
receiver isn't the answer.
And you didn't think that Tyreek was.
No, I don't think he is.
So then, who's the answer? Give me a receiver you would want that is the answer. If it's not Tyreek, who is it?
Someone like
Who gets you excited that they could trade for?
a receiver specifically.
Yes, has to be a receiver because it's got to be the same position.
Has to be a one outside X receiver that's been around a little bit.
It sounds like you're describing Tyreek Hill.
No, he's a slot guy.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
He
is.
can be, sure. With that speed, you could put him anywhere. But you could also put him on the outside and just have him run as fast as he can at the end of
Yeah,
the. So give me the guy.
without other weapons around him, I don't think he's as good. So I think
He's
you're
got
going
some
to
options
see.
around him
I don't think you're going to see him be as good this year.
with Miami. But with
Yeah.
the Jets, I thought that there would have been some options around him. Berrios, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. There's options.
Not a Kelsey.
I think it makes come on. You're just like, oh, we're not going to be as good because we don't have the Chiefs roster? Like, no, we don't.
Big thing to do with Tyreek Hill's success
Is Kelsey.
is both the tandem of Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yes. Sure. It definitely doesn't hurt to have the best quarterback in the league and the best tight end playing alongside
It makes
him.
you look pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, but does that mean... But that you could say that about every single top receiver in the league. Is DK Metcalf good, or is it because he's playing with Russell Wilson?
That's also debatable.
Antonio Brown was great when he was playing with Ben and Juju.
And he was still good in Tampa
Yeah, playing with Tom. So
with Tom. Yeah.
So what like
And Mike Evans.
Every star and Mike Evans, right? So every star player is better because they have good players around them.
So wouldn't you rather keep some of those?
So wouldn't you
another...
rather bring in Tyreek and see if he can make Zach Wilson better? See if he can make Corey Davis better? If
Comes
he can
at
make
a huge
Elijah
price
Moore
tag,
better?
though. Draft picks and a lot of money.
So if they draft a receiver with the pick that they would have given up for Tyreek Hill, you're going to feel more comfortable with the guy that they draft out of USC that you probably can't even name, haven't watched one game. You want him over Tyreek Hill.
Probably not more comfortable, but we'll also still have that cap space and
Where's that
more
money?
draft
When's
picks.
the last time they signed a big free agent that worked out? Le'Veon Bell?
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. So where's the money going? Cap space is just a number until you spend it in the right way.
Which the Jets don't do. So I don't know what you're getting fired up about.
But you gotta try. You have to try. Tyreek Hill is trying. You're trying to win. They've done everything to try and lose for the last 4 years. And when they were trying to
I
win
still
before
think
that,
you would only
they
make
still
them
lost.
one win better.
One win, Tyreek Hill. Okay, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. I disagree, but I don't know what you want. I don't know what's the move that gets you excited. I asked you. You said an ex receiver who's.
You can't rush the rebuilding of a football team, or in our case, building.
It's been 20 years.
the building.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since
Can't rush it.
they've been successful.
Can't rush it.
2009, 2010, 13 years ago.
It's not like basketball and even baseball. Like one player doesn't make as huge an impact.
You know they have the longest playoff drought in the league right now? The longest playoff drought in the league.
Okay.
The Jaguars have made the playoffs sooner than the Jets have. The Browns have made the playoffs sooner than the Jets have.
Okay. The
But
Jets
you
are bad.
turn your nose up to Tyreek Hill.
Can't rush it.
They can't rush it. Yeah, so give it 5 more years. 5 more years.
It's fine.
Keep the draft picks. Keep drafting guys that don't work out. Maybe the guy they draft with that pick will be
I'm
Stephen
used
Hill.
to the 3-win seasons. It's getting
Yeah.
comfortable. You know, I don't even I watched them for a quarter and I shut it off.
I agree. I think that's the problem. I think that we've all just grown accustomed to losing, that we're just like, we're comfortable with it now. It's like, yeah, they're going to win 3 games. We'll watch football season to watch every other team.
Well, you know, have NFL Red Zone queued up.
Yep. Like, we won't watch the Jets. We'll watch everybody else because the Jets stink.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way that our brains are trained now. But it's like, no, you got to try to win. Tyreek Hill, try and win. I feel the same way about DK Metcalf. If you can get him, go do that.
Sure. As long as it's not as big of a price, I feel like it wasn't. You know, the juice has to be worth the squeeze.
I got to be honest with you, DK's probably a bigger price tag because he's 5 years younger than Tyreek Hill. He's 24. So that's probably, you're looking at like
He's probably looking for a longer stay. Too.
longer stay, and it's
Probably
probably
wants
going to
a
be like
5-year.
3 premium draft picks as opposed to Tyreek Hill, which was 2. A 1 and a 2. You're looking at probably a 1 and both 2s, or a 2 and a 3 for DK. Which again is fine with me because they don't draft well.
Which we have more leverage in there now with the DK options because I feel like Seattle's going to trade away the store.
Everybody. Drew Lock as their quarterback?
Yeah.
You don't need DK Metcalf there with Drew Lock. It's a waste. And he doesn't want to be
They're
there.
going to deal the store
Yeah, just get rid of everybody.
come draft night.
Yep, agreed. So maybe there's another wide receiver out there for the Jets. Make a move. Go do something that shows me you're trying to win. You could spend all you want these draft picks. Use them. They've done it. Bless their hearts for the last 5 years. And how many of them have stuck? Quinnen Williams. Is he good? He's good.
He's solid.
Solid. Right. I
Solid.
think that's a good word. He's solid. That's not what you want from the number 3 overall pick. You don't want solid. You want a Pro
You want
Bowler.
all pro.
Yeah, that's what you want. Mekhi Becton. Good?
Stunk.
I don't know. Always hurt. And when he didn't hurt, he was overweight and couldn't get into training camp. So what are we keeping the picks for? Trade him. Bring in somebody who I know is good.
Do you know Tyreek Hill's good though?
I'm pretty confident that Tyreek Hill is good. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see.
Yeah, we will see. Listen, he's playing with Tua Tagovailoa, so it
Tagovailoa.
probably drops a little bit
Tagovailoa.
because I think he stinks. But
Tagovailoa.
yeah, Tyreek's good. And if worst case scenario, he just takes away the opposing team's top corner because you know they're gonna put it on him. Who else you putting it on?
On the Dolphins?
Yeah,
It's him and Waddle, and that's it.
Jalen Waddle. That's it.
Waddle's pretty good. Waddle's decent.
And that just opens up more options for Gesicki. You understand? It opens up things. That's why Kelsey's good. Maybe Kelsey's good because Hill is there.
We're gonna find
You ever
out.
thought about that?
We're gonna find out.
Maybe Kelsey gets so many options and he's open all the time because they're so focused on Tyreek Hill.
We're gonna find out.
But you didn't want to take the risk. You don't want to lose the cap space.
I'm not the GM.
The cap space.
I wouldn't do
Or the draft picks. So we could draft Stephen Hill and give $80 million to
I
one
also don't think
Le'Veon Bell.
he probably looked at both options and was like, "Yeah, I'll go to Miami."
Yeah, it's beside the point. He was never picking the Jets. There was no way that was ever happening. And I knew it as soon as the rumor came out that it was between the Jets and the Dolphins. Why would anybody pick the Jets over?
no-brainer.
Yeah, it's no brainer. My problem was with the fact that you and Paul didn't want him. You were just like, no. If he doesn't pick us, whatever. It's fine.
I wouldn't have been mad if they did it, but I was like, that's not mine. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, an all-pro wide receiver. Why would it be?
You could be upset about the Monday stress or relax and get with our crew.
That's right.
We can hang out, sit and talk about sports, TV, and movies too.
Season 3.
So don't be upset about the Monday stress. Come relax and get with our crew. Just two friends and some cold brew drinks catching up, and you should come through to the Garage Party Podcast.
Sponsor us.
The Garage Party Podcast.
Spotify.
The Garage Party Podcast.
YouTube.
iTunes.
The Garage Party Podcast.
Maybe if Tyreek heard that, he would have picked the Jets. I think that's a swinger.
No.
Maybe he said, listen, that's a banger. That's a bop.
It's definitely.
I got to go to the home of those
that
guys.
That shit slaps.
That just slaps.
You think he would come and do
Fire.
an interview with us in here?
Kobe
Tyreek
or
Hill.
Tyreek Hill? Because Kobe might be difficult to get him here.
Get some in studio guests in here.
Sure. You'd have to probably move the kayaks, right?
Yeah.
Set up another
A
camera.
little repositioning.
I think Tyreek would come in here. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine his Uber pulling up, like an Uber black car, and pulling up to the garage door. It's like,
Yep.
really in a garage?
Yeah.
You guys are really in a
Really
garage.
in a garage, yep.
We're
That's
really in a
right.
garage, as you can hear.
You see a grown man walking into a garage,
And then shutting the door behind him.
shutting the door behind him that's lit. Spotlights in here. 2 other men waiting for him. Yeah, I'm sure he would love it.
It's probably one of the nicer studios he's ever been to.
He's probably going to encounter some nice ones in Miami.
Excited for your beers?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
You're a Bud Light guy. You
Not
think-
at a brewery, obviously, though.
Yeah, but which version of Bud Light tastes the best to you? Is it the draft, can, or bottle? Because I know my answer.
Like which version of Bud Light do I prefer?
It does taste different, right?
Yeah, there's different ones. Yeah, I like a can.
I think the can's the best one.
I like a can a lot, but most places don't give you a can. Most
give you the
places
bottle.
give you the bottle, right? Now the draft is
Watery.
I rarely get the draft, very rarely. In fact, if you go to a place and I say Bud Light, they'll say draft or bottle, and I'm 100%, 10 times out of 10 getting the bottle. Not that I don't like draft. If it was there and I had to drink it, I would.
See, draft, it just has to be cold. It
Yeah.
has to be done right.
I just feel like it's not the same. There's something
you
about
don't want-
holding the bottle.
You don't want
to.
to draft Bud Light from like a dive bar.
But don't you just feel like there's something that's like, what's the word? There's something special about having that can or that bottle in your hand, don't you think? It's nice. It's like a nice
No,
feeling.
I like a glass with I love draft beer if it's cold and
Well, maybe it's just because like a
Comes out
can
right.
and a bottle is associated with like summertime. You're out, you're doing fun stuff. You're at a game, you're at a
Maybe.
bar, you're at like, a barbecue, something.
Maybe,
that-
but specifically Bud Light, I think tastes significantly better in a can.
a cold can. I agree. Like
Cold
the
can.
ones. Speaking of the kayak, the ones that we had on the kayak were
Yeah.
divine.
You get like a 24-ounce
Yeah.
can, loaded with ice,
Yeah. Yep.
slaps.
Slaps. A little
Heat.
slap and tickle.
We're gonna have to make that a sound
I
board for
love
you.
that. I love that. I've been quoting that all week. You can ask Casey. And like little slap and tickle. It's good
So
stuff.
yeah, craft beer. You want, you just want on a cold draft. That's the way to go.
Well, I tell you what my move usually is at breweries. I enjoy at a brewery when they give you the option to like a flight. I like those because then I get to try them all. And then when I'm done with the
It
flight,
gets a little slap and tickle.
you get a little slap and tickle. Then when I'm done with the flight, I'll pick the beer that I like the most and drink that the rest of the night. I like
good
that.
move.
It's a good move, right? Because breweries are special, right? Like they make their own beer. It's almost like
What's
you're
this
trying
spot?
like a
What's
chef's
this spot you're going
signature
to
dish.
known for?
The last time I was there, I forget what it was called because they all have like crazy names, right? Like you can never really remember the
Yeah,
name
like
of the
Demon
beer.
Fist 5000.
Yeah,
Ale.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I'll just put like 7.9% next to it, and I'll tell you like how much alcohol is in it. But the last time I was there, I remember I had something. It might have been like a German, not like a Kolsch. Have you ever had Kolsch?
Mm-hmm.
Not like that, but like their take on that, and it was very good. I enjoyed it.
It's a
Probably
lager.
get that tonight. It's a lager. I like lagers. I like IPAs. I like them all. The one thing I don't really particularly care for is dark beers, like stouts.
Yeah, I'm not a stout person either.
Not really
Or like those really
fan of that.
the sours. I'm not big on sours.
Which was when we went to Croxley's. Remember, I got that. Was it peanut butter?
Yeah, that was just a bad. That was a
terrible.
stout too,
It
right?
was terrible. That was a stout. It was
Peanut butter and
terrible.
jelly beer?
Or porter. Is that what isn't there like a porter?
Porter's also a very dark beer.
Yeah, I don't know what the peanut butter one was, but wasn't a fan.
Could have been a porter
And
actually.
to be honest, everybody that tasted it wasn't a fan either. Everybody was like, "Yeah, this is."
I could have told you
terrible.
that was not a good move.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like peanut butter and beer. Oh, that sounds cool. Let me try it. You win some, you lose some.
Yep, you live and learn.
You live and learn. Episode 2.
Episode 2, season 3.
We got to do
Season 3,
more
episode
like
2.
consistent episodes. I feel like we there was
Sunday
a
works, right?
significant gap.
Saturday or Sundays.
Yeah, during the spring and summer. Yeah, there's no way I'm coming in here during the fall and winter when football's on. But yeah,
Maybe next week we'll hit the Yaks.
you're telling me the water's too cold.
I'll keep an eye.
Oh
on it.
yeah, you're
I'll
telling
look.
me
I'll keep an
there's
eye
a higher chance I'm gonna be submerged when it's chilly outside. I don't want that. I'll wait.
I
a
wasn't
couple
saying higher
months.
chance of submersion. I was saying
No, that's what you said. You're like the submersion rate is probably higher when the water's cold.
that's not what I
I
said.
think that's literally your quote.
No, I'm saying it's safer in case of submersion because in a shallower water, A, it warms up faster, and B, you just stand up.
But I guess you're
Not swimming.
also a little bit confused as to like what you mean by shallower water. We were on the Hudson River. It was definitely deeper than a foot.
Very deep.
Right. So what are you
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like
I wouldn't do that right now. But like the Nissaquag River,
Oh, all right. So yeah. Well,
I have other spots, is what I'm saying.
I would like to do our spot like the Hudson. I want to do that again. That was fun.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
spot.
but that's probably like a mid-May.
Croton?
Croton Park.
Croton?
Or
Croton?
Pointer Park.
I think Point Park.
Oh, wow.
Croton Point Park.
What are the chances of that? Croton Point. Crotchtown.
Crochton.
I Zillowed that area a bunch too.
I like that restaurant we ate at too, Sleepy Hollow Tavern.
Bison.
Yeah, that's what you had, right? Yep.
Was it bison? No, elk.
Elk. It was elk. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've had bison before and I never had elk before that. Delicious. So good.
That was a good spot.
So good. I'd have to get that again. The elk.
And some nice houses and apartments coming up over there.
That's what I was saying. I Zillowed that whole area. There was a apartment building being built when we left. Mm-hmm. So I wonder where that could be at now. Maybe that's, I mean, on the Hudson River, no less than $4,500 a month. My guess.
That depends the size. 4,500 sounds like a lot. That sounds like a New York City penthouse.
On the Hudson River. 35 minutes from the city. Train right below it. Come on. No chance you walk out of there less than 45.
I don't think it's
Might be more. Do some research. Figure it out. Episode 2. Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes. New intro. Biggest Biggest revelation of the day was the intro. That was the biggest move of the
Big
day.
step.
I thought
One small step for man, one giant leap for podcasts.
right. Leap, we were pushed by Kobe. But yeah. Just an excellent job. Shout out him. Kobe, what's the last name again?
Ophi.
Kobe Ophi. That's right.
Or at least that's what his
Even his name rolls off. His name even has a
at
great
least what his Fiverr account goes by.
Kobe Ophi. If you need
I can leave a link
jingle.
to his Fiverr profile in the description.
go to him for all your jingle needs. He's your guy, Kobe Ophi. But episode 2, good show today. Hopefully, next show we have DK Metcalf or somebody on the team. Somebody that replaces what would have been nice with Tyreek Hill.
Or like a professional badminton player live in studio to just chat with you guys and tell you all the wonders about badminton.
Really just chat with you because you're going to need it for your boy.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have to... I mean, I'm excited. If your son becomes like the badminton guy, I mean, come on. I'm excited. That'd be fun. I would love to go to his games.
Yeah, it's big.
That'd be huge. Huge. Makes the Olympics? Come on. Hop a quick flight to Japan.
It's very possible.
Watch him win the gold.
Especially once I get this, I'll fly this kid in from University of Texas or wherever the best badminton player in the nation is.
I think you're going to have
Pick
to
his
fly them
brain.
a lot further than Texas.
All right,
I think
China?
it's, yeah.
South Korea.
Denmark. You'll find somebody.
Yeah.
You'll find somebody. Episode 2, Garage Party Podcast. Episode 2, Season 3, not overall. Gotta make sure I clarify that. Episode 2. We'll be back for Episode 3. I don't want to give you a hard date. We gave a hard date last time and it didn't work. I'd like to say next Sunday.
Well, Kobe mentioned the Monday thing in the intro, so I feel like we got to get it before
he
Monday.
did say Mondays. That's right, yeah. So maybe we do Saturday release Monday?
That's fine.
Okay. Garage Party Podcast, Episode 3, coming your way next Monday.
Give us something over.
It's been locked in. Have a great day, everybody.
You could be upset about the Monday stress or relax and get with our crew. We can hang out, sit and talk about sports, TV and movies too. So don't be upset about the Monday stress. Come relax and get with our crew. Just two friends and some cold brew drinks catching up, and you should come through to the Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast. The Garage Party Podcast.